We have the Chiefs and the Raiders, and the Chiefs solidifying their win streak and have not stopped winning yet, which is
Would they
crazy.
lose like 18 games in a row, and now they've won like 30 in a row or something like
The Chiefs?
that? What was it like? It was five though, right? For real.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like 5 games in a row, and then they just went straight, just
They
never
split
stopped
it.
winning.
They won. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, hey, that's a hell of a lot of momentum. More momentum than anyone else.
that's true. And this game, despite the score being a little close, what 23-17 was the final score.
It's a division game, and Oakland's not a pushover.
Well, there is that, but for the most part, the Chiefs were kind of dominating this
It
entire
was
game. It was just
late.
Oakland's like suddenly was having a comeback, and then it was too little, too late, and they just couldn't really pull it together at the end. But you're absolutely right. Oakland's not a pushover. They're not just
Right.
a team where it's like, oh
And
well, we have this in the bag.
well, and they did make them like a. This kind of makes it more impressive. Like you said, the score was close. It was kind of garbage time
Yeah,
points. I mean, they made Oakland look kind of bad, and they're not a bad team. They're not a great team, but they're not a bad team.
right.
So the Chiefs look impressive. They're the favorites over. Who did
Texans,
they get matched up? Was it?
Texans.
Houston? Yeah, 4-5. So yeah, they're the favorites against Houston, and I can understand why. I mean, I don't even think it's being disrespectful to Houston.
No.
Houston got it together and ended up having a respectable finish, considering where it looked like that division was headed. But the Chiefs, I can understand why they're the favorite. Um, the Raiders, they got a lot to look forward to. We kind of briefly mentioned the Raiders in another video,
Yeah.
but they have a lot to look forward to. I think going forward, they're a young team. Jack Del Rio has done some good work there the last couple of years, or last year, or whatever it was. Both teams, I mean, the AFC West and the Chargers need a lot of work.
Yeah, they do.
But outside of them, I mean, the AFC West is looking like it can be pretty competitive for the next few years. And even they're not that far away from being competitive. Eh,
Well, depending
let's
on
not
where,
get
yeah, that's a little into it, but I
uh,
agree with you on that. Um, you know, Denver won the division again, but man, it's gonna be up for grabs next year. It really is.
we can
It can be
talk about
anywhere.
that more in the Denver video, but it was sort of by the skin of their teeth,
Yeah,
despite the number one seed.
that is true.
Uh, I mean, the Chiefs were so close up on Denver that if they lost, they would have taken the division from Denver.
Isn't that weird? How that
Yeah,
works out? Like that Denver winning goes the first seed, but if they lost, they drop all the way down to fifth.
yeah, right.
That's just
I don't know
wild.
if there's ever been a situation like that. It's because the top three teams were all competing or like right at the same record, right?
Yeah,
So that's why that. And then the Chiefs were right there too. They're just in the wrong division. So
right.
that happens sometimes. That happens sometimes.
Well, the difference is that Chiefs got in and the Jets didn't, and Jets were also right there.
Right. A team gets screwed out every now and then.
Yeah,
You'll see that. The Cardinals got screwed out maybe 2 years ago.
yeah, yeah,
So that's just the way it goes. There'll probably be an expansion soon.
yeah. I was wondering about bringing that up or not, because that seems like a very lengthy discussion. But to
Sure.
summarize it, because I actually was just talking about that earlier today as well, like before we ever start recording. And if they do ever expand it where two more wild card teams get put on, I see the pros and cons on both sides. And I feel that the pros are that's more football to watch, which I'm okay with. I think every fan is okay with another game, another two additional games for the wild or during the playoffs.
Sure.
I'm fine with that. The NFL benefits from it because they get more money, with airtime and everything. The
Right.
only thing I don't like about it is if you add two more games into it, so four extra teams, into the playoffs, that's 14 out of 32. So you're almost at 50% of the teams are making the playoffs no matter what. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like that. It makes the playoffs a little
See,
less special.
and this year you could have made an argument that it would have been good for the AFC because the Jets probably deserved to make it at least. Well, they would have been a clear 7 team, and those teams are definitely, I think, a step above every other AFC team.
Yeah.
But on the NFC, there's no argument for needing another slot.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Like,
it's just
who are
not.
you going to put in an NFC?
I don't remember who finished seventh, but
Falcons, I think. Honestly, they're at 8-8.
I don't know exactly. Then it could dilute the sport, um, but didn't happen this year. And the Chiefs are in, and they're going to be a team to watch. They're going to be a team to watch, and that's. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
Other than that, we ate our words about Andy Reid from the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. We kind of mentioned that
We
already in
did,
another
but
one.
I figured we should
But
bring.
every time they win, if they win the Super Bowl, I swear, I'll never say a bad thing about Andy Reid again. I'll be like, you're welcome, Andy Reid, for making. I mean,
Make us look
thank
like.
you, Andy Reid. For if he wins the Super Bowl, I'm like, thank you for making me and you look like an asshole in front of like 10 people.
Yeah,
So
pretty much. That's pretty much what's gonna come down to with all that. Uh,
either way, he already has made us look like assholes, even if he doesn't win the Super Bowl. So good job, Andy Reid.
exactly.
Good job.
Uh, yeah. So I think with all of that, you can always follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We're gonna have our late call where we're making our playoff predictions and compare them to our original playoff predictions that we made in week one. And best thing about it is that we're at Wild Card Weekend, so we're officially in the playoffs. Exciting, exciting. Show me an excited face. Love it.